Hello, goodbye.
Hello and welcome to the Lunchbox reviews. We are doing the Falcon and Winter Soldier episode 2 called The Star Spangled Man. Like always, I am joined by Alex.
Hello.
And Michelle.
Hello.
So first off, before we do this with all the spoilers, what do you guys think of the episode as a whole?
I liked it. Sorry, I'll go first.
No, go ahead.
I liked it. My complaints from last week are gone. So I was very, very happy. I should say I was happy at 8 minutes and 30 seconds into the episode, and then it was a great episode. I thought it was exciting. It was fun. It felt like the buddies that I wanted this whole time. There was so much amazing banter, and I adored the episode. I don't really have any complaints at all, not even a little.
Yeah, the banter was great. The action was amazing. I love it. We'll talk about that set piece that I just went crazy for. There's a lot of intrigue because this show is not shy about using their comic book characters because there's a lot of them, and it's not a tease. They're just presented. They're out there, and it's less of a guessing game and more of a like, hey, how are they going to fit into the story? And they're taking the mythology, the Captain America mythology, just picking out some of the most interesting aspects, like Isaiah Bradley or Flag Smasher and Power Broker. So I look forward to where it's going, and I love that Falcon and Winter Soldier get to do their thing.
Yeah, basically same. I'm just echoing what you guys are saying. This episode kept giving me stuff. It's not the as Alex was mentioning, you don't, think more than kind of what you see. You just take it for what it is, but it still makes you, wonder what's going on. It's really good. And so far, so good for Falcon and Winter Soldier. And so now we're going to start with our spoilers because I got a message saying that you guys should tell everyone that you're doing spoilers, even though it's called a recap.
Oh.
But yeah, so hey,
spoiler time. Let's go.
Spoilers.
We're gonna go spoilers. So the episode starts off with John Walker, and I think he is being introduced as the new Captain America. We're in his high school. We are introduced to his wife, maybe girlfriend, and of course Lamar Hoskins, too, better known as Battlestar. So for me, in this very start of the episode, they sort of are trying to paint John in a more sympathetic light, even though I guess, well, you feel for him a little bit, and then later on he just kind of becomes that John Walker again. What do you guys think of the very first scene?
I'm gonna say I don't hate him. I was going in there ready to just rip this guy apart and just like the foulest of moods, like screw John Walker. But no, it sort of seems like this role was thrust upon him, and he's doing the best he can. Although he might have an attitude that's just part of his personality. I can't fault him for that. To me, I don't know if I mentioned at the last episode, he's like the Marvel Comics Guy Gardner, and like Guy Gardner's just the biggest douchebag. John Walker's a gigantic military douchebag, but that's just him. I can't hate him for that. Even when at the end he sort of like gave like a fair warning to Bucky and Sam. That's another thing. I can't fault him for that. But what I will fault him for is that son of a bitch has powers. You might have said that there's no powers involved, but that man threw that shield exactly
no
like
one throws
Steve
a
Rogers.
shield like that.
No one throws a shield like that. Nobody. So yeah, maybe there's like some sort of like the power brokers giving powers to the Flag Smashers, as well as U.S. Agent, possibly Battlestar, because they didn't see much like what Battlestar could do. But yeah, I'm just saying that might be the first prediction from me, that Power broker is power broking everywhere.
The Guy Gardner comparison is actually really good. Yeah, it makes perfect sense where he's a giant douchebag, but he's still trying to just do the right thing, right?
I don't know if I agree, but and like that first scene, I was like, okay, I feel for the guy. I understand, like he's like recognizing it's big shoes to fill. It really felt like he felt the pressure, and I was like, hey, I do feel bad for him because that is a crazy situation. Like, do you really say no to your government to be Captain America? Like, probably not. But those little jabs, those little, like, as Sam had said, that final sentence each time from him, he's just like the little needle. He's just a little douche, and he just reminds you that he's a jerk. And I know people like that in real life, and like assholes, and they'll just be nice, and then they'll be like, "Here's a jab," and you're just like, "Wait, why?" When he said the line of, "Oh, I want Cap's sidekicks," I'm like, the disrespect, dude. These are Avengers. How dare you? Because at first he's like trying to be all respectful, and then he's like, "I want my sidekicks." Like, stop it. And then the whole "stay out of my way," sir. Whether you have powers or not, you do not say that to any type of Avenger, especially, like, in my opinion, two that would kick your ass like in a heartbeat. Like, if Bucky decided he wanted the shield, go to hell, Captain Nobody. You got nothing. So he has that douchey face and that douchey attitude. And the actor, he's killing it. But I hate his character so much already. Even for just
doing
those
a real
comments.
good job.
Ooh, I can't. I want them to beat him up already, even though he's technically not really done anything yet. But I know it's coming. And I hate him already. So he's just America. He's just America. Like, this is my spicy Canadian girl opinion. He is white man America. He's got a gun. He's got that entitlement. Get out of my way. I'm owed this. I deserve this. I'm entitled to this. Hey, you black man, f off. That's the opinion. Like, here's my sidekick. Here's my token minority friend. I am America.
I do believe,
Americans
however,
in our comments, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry.
Well, you know what? I did hear in the news this weekend that it was going to be a white boy summer. So John Walker is getting it started on that white boy summer.
There you go. White boy summer.
What does that even mean?
Ask
Stay
Chet
indoors,
Hanks.
white people. You'll get burnt. You're gonna get burnt. You got the melanin to handle the vitamin D. Get out of here.
That little jab actually that I didn't really like is when Bucky was asking him, "Do you ever jump on a grenade?" "Oh yeah, I did 4 times." Or I was like,
but I technically didn't, because I put my helmet over the grenade. Just saying. He didn't
still didn't do it.
Sacrifice himself.
Steve knew that he was gonna die doing that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Fair, Anyway, moving on to the reunion that we so wanted since the very first minute of the very first episode. We get to finally see Sam and Bucky get together again. Of course, once they meet, Bucky just goes off and you didn't have to give the shield up and all that stuff. And then it talked about it was a kind of, actually, I sort of felt weird during that scene because it was just kind of serious and then funny banter and then serious and funny banter when they were talking about like the big three. What do you guys think of that whole thing with Sam and Bucky, the reunion?
Michelle, please. Yeah, no,
okay.
You've been waiting. I've been
waiting for the buddy time.
Yes.
I was thrilled. I was so thrilled. I looked at the timer. I was like, hey, 8 minutes, 30 seconds. I'm okay with this. That I didn't have to wait too long this episode for buddy time. I do agree with you, Lou, just about the balance between the serious and the funny in that scene. I don't think it worked as well as I've seen it work before. And I kind of wish they'd...
It was off, just a little off.
Yeah. The timing of it was a little bit off, like maybe have that serious conversation and then go to like the big three. Because I thought the big three conversation was really, really funny. Yeah. I really liked it. Like the conversation about what a wizard is and like, is Doctor Strange a wizard? He doesn't have a hat. Like that whole thing was really fun. And I just thought it was really kind of fun commentary on what like the humans would actually think is going on, like the human Avengers. Like, what do they think is going on? Like the androids, the aliens, the wizards, and they're just like humans. And I loved that. I thought it was really fun. Yeah, I'm just buddy time. I'm here for it. It's perfect. It's everything I wanted.
I personally can't wait for the day that they add another one to that big three, and that so it'll be the big four, and it'll be mutants.
Oh,
Please, yeah, right.
Yeah.
So
I thought you were gonna say Skrulls, and I was just like, please don't say
No.
Skrulls.
The big five.
No.
No, Skrulls are aliens, are they not?
Yeah, that's
They're
right.
in
That's
there.
true. Yeah.
Yeah. But no, it was great. I'm not gonna repeat what you guys said, but bravo.
And yeah, so after that quick reunion, they were thrust into battle right away as Sam and Bucky were following lead given by Red Wing. So they meet the Flag Smashers, and they know that they were hijacking some medicine or some stuff. And it was a great action scene in which they were also joined later on by John Walker and Battlestar. How did you guys like that action scene?
I thought it was fantastic. It reminded me of when the Lethal Weapon movie franchise used to just like blow my brain. That like just this action, like the stuntmen are working overtime just to produce this great like chase scene. A lot of times I'm like, oh wait, Bucky can't survive this. Oh wait, Falcon can't survive this. Like, oh, what's going on? And you see John Walker walking in. It's like, hold on, this is a little tricky. He's going toe to toe with other super soldiers. What's happening here? But the action worked so well for me. It was riveting. It reminded me of Winter Soldier, how those action set pieces worked. And I look forward for more. If there's only one per episode, they're doing a great job.
You gotta love that sideways gangster shot by John Walker too, where he's just like, pum, oh right, gangster. Yeah, I also really love that scene. It was a great action piece. It also kind of reminded me of I think the second Matrix, where they were on trucks too.
Yes.
Mhm.
Really
Yes,
good.
that's right.
And also John Walker has super soldier serum in him. I mean, you see the accuracy of that when Lamar Hoskins fell, and
Yeah.
the accuracy
yeah.
of that shield throw.
Yeah.
Bullshit, you don't have super soldier serum.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he took such a beating. Like he if he was a human, he would have just been beaten to a pulp.
Yes, the car when
yeah,
he was thrown
period.
off.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
There's
Yeah.
no way. Because in the MCU, humans are breakable. Like we do see like humans getting injured. So
Yeah.
him really being able to bounce back from just that entire fight and being kind of unfazed by it. Because if you don't have superpowers or some type of like inhuman strength yourself, having to fight people with inhuman strength would be alarming. Like that would be, you'd be a little bit rattled and you'd be like, we could have straight up died. And there was none of that. There was no loss of bravado after quote unquote losing the fight. He was totally fine and ready to just like be a jerk somewhere else. So but I thought the fight was great. I absolutely loved it. It feels so MCU to me. Whereas like WandaVision's great, but the thing I was saying near the end is I want that fight, I want the superpowers, I want all these things. And now I feel like this is giving all of those things, and it's this perfect kind of from WandaVision to go to this, because it gives you all the things you were asking for last time in the last show. In, you know, kind of like Alex said at the beginning, we're not asking as many questions, we're getting all of these answers, we're getting all this information, all of these people are showing up. It just feels like the perfect thing to follow WandaVision. That's just, yeah, I'm obsessed so far.
And just to add to that a little bit, if you with the John Walker and his super soldier serum body, whatever, if Hawkeye fell the way he did, he would have broken several things.
Yeah.
And he just stood up and be like, oh, all right, where's our ride? Anyway, sorry.
We did see Bucky fall out of a plane, and but he does have like a limited super soldier serum in him. Yeah, okay.
And it was only 200 feet. Come on.
Oh, nothing. It was nothing.
200 feet. Vibranium arm. That's a.
Yeah, it took the impact.
He landed on his arm.
impact.
The rest of him's fine.
He just dropped an elbow.
Like Rhodey falls in Iron Man suit and like breaks his back, but I got an arm, so like don't worry.
Also, one of the kind of the little complaints that I had is that during that scene is when you know how Bucky ran to the truck.
Oh yeah.
He just went in front of another truck, but it seems like the other truck was just like, oh, whatever.
Well, I think because they knew the girl
it was a trap
in it.
Yeah.
I
Right.
had the same. I was like, wait, why is the other truck not alarmed at all? But they're like, LOL, he's about to go in a trap and get his butt kicked. And it happened. So I thought she's super cool. That what's her name? Carly
Morgenthau.
Yeah, there's something about her. I just think she's super cool. I like her vibe. I like her look. I just think she's awesome. I was really surprised and excited to see her just like reveal herself and just be so strong. I was like, oh, cool. This is a good fight, and I'm ready for it.
It's just like, hi, Bucky, come and get it.
Yeah.
What is she smuggling though? Is it drugs or is it some serum? I don't know. There's something going on there. Like, why would the power broker be chasing after Flag Smashers if not like they were trying to, expand their numbers somehow? There must be something going on there.
Yeah, because as later on in another scene, we see that they find a hideout, and I'm pretty sure I didn't get a proper read of the text, but I think maybe it was from the power broker. Yeah. Where the text said something that you stole something from me and I'm gonna get it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So is this the super soldier serum, and are the Flag Smashers actually the bad guy, or is our main bad guy probably going to be the power broker? So it's what do you guys think of that whole incident there?
I mean, it's hard. I like in the comments, Alex. I know, no. It could be. If only there were one mutant, and his name is John Walker. No, the way it worked out in the comics is like the like spoilers. If you don't want to hear this, skip ahead a few seconds. But
super spoiler.
Right. No, the power brokers, they were the villains. They supplied the serum to like good guys and bad guys alike, but they would also experiment on the good people, do some really evil, shady things. So that's what leads me there. However, this being the Marvel Universe, everything is tipsy-turvy. I don't know which curveball they're gonna throw. Like, are they both bad? Is the wrong one good? Because Flag Smasher equally supposed to be a villain, but it's got me guessing, but guessing in a good way. It's got me guessing as to allegiances and where the power lies, instead of like, hey, who's behind that corner? Who's in that shadow? Whose hand is in the doorway? Michelle, I'll never forgive you for that.
Hey, I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong.
I know.
It was Agnes all along. So I was right somewhat. The tiger theory lives on, so I'm not wrong about anything yet.
The power broker is Mephisto, confirmed.
Ooh.
I have no idea who the power broker is, so all of that was news to me. So I didn't read too much into it as of now. I just know, okay, there's another player, and that honestly, I've gone from one end of enjoying things with WandaVision to the other end of like speculation, who's the demon hand, and now I'm like, okay, there's a text message
at face value.
Yeah, I'm like, there's a text message and she stole something and that's it. So I've overcorrected in that capacity, but I didn't think too much of it, except that there is another player that it was going to be revealed eventually, and I'm excited to see kind of how that plays out.
Awesome. So moving on, we get back to Sam and Bucky, and this time we get the reveal of the big reveal of the episode, which was they go to meet with Isaiah Bradley, which for people that don't know, Isaiah Bradley was a Captain America. When Steve was on ice, they tried to recreate the super soldier serum, and I can't remember the exact number of black men that they experimented on, but I think Isaiah was the only one that survived. And also another little tidbit here is that I think it's his grandson that opened the door, which could also mean the appearance of Eli Bradley, who is a Patriot in the comics, which also kind of sets up the Young Avengers. And also, one of the beauty of this scene is that they went there. Marvel is actually doing that race thing, and we even see it later on when Sam gets racially profiled, and then it's like, oh, sorry, Mister, you're an Avenger. I didn't recognize you without the goggles. What'd you guys think of that whole scene that was going on there?
I was curious when race was going to become more prevalent in the MCU, because we're seeing it as something that's talked about in most media now, to reflect the world we are currently living in, where it is a constant conversation, as it should have been. And I think they did the Disney MCU thing where they did it, but they kind of pulled their punches a little bit, I think, with it, where it could have been a little bit stronger of a scene, particularly with the cops and the racial profiling. Like, I immediately got nervous they were going to pull guns on him. Like, that, I thought it was going to go that far. Obviously it didn't. It's Disney, it's MCU. Like, that probably wouldn't have happened. But I thought for, their first kind of dabbling into the potential there, I thought it was decent, and it played well into kind of, I think, the background conversation that is being had of why Sam wouldn't be Captain America right now. I think it, like, that underlying reason as him being a black man, I think it kind of played into that, and that was really, really good in that regard.
Yeah, you're right about the whole Disney thing about pulling the punches, because for me personally, I wanted the story to continue of the Bradley household, Isaiah, because like the connotations are really dark and really horrible. Lou, you asked like how many people? It was 300 black men that, and only Isaiah survived that experimentation, and it was based on a true story of American
Tuskegee Airmen, right?
military. Yeah. They were doing that to black men, and I wanted that to continue, just like the dark reality, and of course Isaiah, facing imprisonment for such a long time for literally nothing. But then they sort of did the old switcheroo with the racial profiling. It's like, hey, here's something you're more familiar with. Like, oh, but gotcha. Yeah. It really softened it. It kind of lightened the mood, and like I don't know, because like in previous years, like it was kind of like a funny thing. Like I was recently watching Don't Be a Menace by the Wayans brothers. It was like a 90s movie, like a spoof on Boys in the Hood and those movies. So like back then it was really funny when a cop would profile a young black man, but now it's not as funny. So it's just a weird thing to sort of close a chapter on the Bradley story. Like they probably should have, chose something different to go with there.
It's like, we're gonna go there, but just a little bit. We're not.
We're just gonna dip one toe in.
Yeah, exactly.
Very Disney. Very Disney.
It was kind of a very. It was nice that they went there, but it was done very safely to protect, I guess, the Disney brand.
To turn it around, like the thing that in the cop scene in particular, because I didn't fully understand the implications of the Isaiah Bradley because I don't know his backstory, but him talking about the false imprisonment, I was like, tell me more. Like, what's that story? Where does that come from? Then they transitioned so quickly into the cop thing, and then for them to go, just kidding, Bucky, you're under arrest. I'm like, is that your way of being like, just kidding, it's not the black man, the white man's under arrest. You know what I mean? That felt so cheap for me. Whereas I would have loved, I went to kind of, this is a weird comparison, but I went to Get Out, of that first cop scene where Chris and I forget the girl's name, but his girlfriend, the evil crazy one, are pulled over, and the officer is asking Chris, who wasn't driving, for his license, and she gets really defensive of him. We know why later on, but I wish Bucky had been almost more aggressive, because he's like, no, it's good. No, we're cool. I wish he had kind of turned around and been like, how dare you? And I wish it didn't end with them realizing they're Avengers. Like, I wish, I don't know. I just wish that scene was resolved differently, is what I would think.
And moving on, after that scene, after Bucky gets arrested for missing his court mandated therapy session, they go to the police station, and that is where they get a double therapy session, which I thought was kind of hilarious, but it got some things out of their chest, like why Sam felt like he didn't deserve the shield, and all that good stuff. What'd you guys think of the double therapy session?
It hit hard. The reason why Bucky wanted Sam to carry the shield was because, like, if Steve was wrong about him, then he would be wrong about Bucky himself.
Bucky,
yeah. So yeah, those implications. At least we got some answers why he's so cranky. Why he's so dark and moody all the time, right? And yeah, it's all there because he just doesn't want to face himself in the mirror. And Steve was a major component of Bucky feeling better about himself, because he would see a reflection of himself in Steve.
Yeah, that line was a little bit emotionally heavy for sure. And I think for me, the thing that I thought is Steve was/is human as well. This is a human story, despite all the aliens and androids and all the big three. And I hope that's almost the realization that Bucky comes to, of like, yeah, Steve's great, and Steve was all these spectacular things, and Steve could also be wrong about people, and like maybe he was wrong in giving Sam the shield because he didn't know the full story, or he didn't see the full implications, and that's okay. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I'm not sure where it's gonna go, but I think there has to be some realization of Steve being like just a dude at the end of the day, like a great human, a great person, but also a person who made mistakes, because he, even in like the extended MCU stuff, we see him trust the wrong people and make the wrong judgment calls. And Bucky has him up on this crazy pedestal. And I hope he works through that in some capacity, because I think that's why he also feels so bad about himself all the time for making mistakes, for not being perfect, because he sees Steve as this like God man, which he wasn't truly. So yeah, it was sad. I feel terrible for him.
Which is kind of funny too, because it was Steve earlier in their life that kind of looked up to Bucky.
Yep, that's right.
So after the therapy session, Bucky and Sam decided that they were gonna take care of this. They meet up. They were met outside with John Walker doing the really annoying douchey police siren thing, beep beep, just to get their attention. I really hated that pissed me off. And even though I felt a little sympathy for him earlier, I've kind of, this part is where it kind of made me go back and be like, yeah, I just really want to punch you in the face. Is like, even especially when he said, okay, then you're gonna do what you're gonna do, and we're gonna do what we're gonna do. Just stay the out of our way. Yeah, what do you guys think of that confrontation?
I mean, look, I've settled into my role as diehard John Walker fan. I'm gonna rep him from here on out. I don't care. Like that's part of my personality trait right now. But like everything that John, like, I'm trying to put myself in John's shoes, and it's like, look, it'd be nice to have the sidekick on my side, because like I need that cred. I need to to look a little better to the public, but also I want to win some fights, right? John Walker knows he's a rookie, and he needs to do whatever Sam and Bucky are gonna do. So he's got a little bit of a hard edge, but his heart is in the right place, I think. Right,
especially
now.
If it's not enhanced.
That's right. Exactly.
I trust him as far as I could throw him, which is probably not very far. I think it's ego playing into it more than I hate this dude. I really just have a very strong, super soldier strong dislike for him. And in that scene in particular, why tell them to stay out of your way? Why? They're not going to try to get in your way. You know, you guys have agreed to work independently. Totally cool. Maybe you should stay out of the Avengers' way, Captain Nobody. Stop it. I think he maybe feels threatened by them if it's an ego thing where he's like, I need to be Captain America. I'm super strong. I need to be better than my sidekicks. So it's coming from a place of that. Regardless, it's coming from a negative, douchey place, and I do not approve, and I do not like it, and I hope he suffers a bodily injury.
No,
not suffer. Just I hope he gets hurt, and he kind of has to take a step back and be like, "Oh, I'm not Captain America. I'm not super special. I need to actually be respectful of other people."
So I guess the last thing we're going to talk about is after that, when Sam and Bucky were talking, and then they decided to, because part of their conversation was when Isaiah Bradley was talking about your people, Bucky was talking about not black or white thing, but more of the Hydra thing. So in order to get help, they decided to go talk to Zemo, which actually I didn't like that they mentioned Zemo. This is just like a personal choice thing. I just wanted it to, let's go talk to somebody, and then later on, just before the credit ends, you see Zemo's face. I thought that would have been more effective than saying Zemo and then showing his face. But that was my only complaint about that. What did you guys think?
I think that's a good point, actually. I think it would have been a better reveal if they just didn't say his name. But then also, it could have been the thing where we're all like, oh my God, who is it? Da, 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 for like 10 seconds, and then coming up with even better options of who it could have been, and then being disappointed. So at least this way we couldn't be disappointed.
It's like, oh, it's just Zemo, damn it.
Yeah, like, oh, I thought it was Reed Richards.
No.
Could have been Blue Marvel.
Yeah.
Right? Could have been Quicksilver again. But it's just Ralph.
Oh my God.
I can't get over everything. So. I thought it was good. I thought like it made sense that he is part of it. I like that they're bringing in more MCU people, so I was correct from episode 1 prediction.
Yeah,
so I'm sticking with that as my prediction, and that's it.
It's cool to see Zemo being treated as like this Hannibal Lecter type of genius. Like I assume he's gonna get out in some cunning way, or yeah, like he'll probably fool Falcon and Winter Soldier to break him out or do something, because like I'm pretty sure from the trailers that they've shown, he's free, he's out and about, he's out there.
They go to Madripoor.
Oh, there we go.
They're going to Madripoor. I'm gonna comment for this episode.
I guess the reason they use his name is because like he's not an iconic figure as like say like Loki, who wears like, you know, horn helmets or like a red skull, something like that. So like they have to name him before showing him, you know, just for those who haven't seen Civil War. But it was cool. I look forward to seeing the next episode and what's in store for him.
Yeah, and just to kind of add to that a little bit, is kind of a cool take where I know people are predicting that this may be also the start of Zemo creating a Thunderbolts.
Ooh.
So
hey, don't forget, he's also he was a patriotic hero character in the comics. He was the Patriot.
Yep.
Yeah. Or no, Citizen V, right?
Yeah.
That's it. Sorry. Yep.
So that's gonna be interesting. So that is it for our recap of episode 2. How did you guys like it? Let us know in the comments below. Once again, I am joined by Michelle.
Hello, goodbye.
And Alex.
See you guys later.
And for more Lunchboxy goodness, our social medias are down below, and we'll see you again for episode 3, hopefully with more mutants, or just, you know, whatever. See ya.